everyone. Please rise for the pledge. Pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
First item on the agenda, is there any public comments concerning today's agenda? Seeing none, we'll move on to number one. Motion to approve the October 1st, 2025 agenda.
Motion.
Second, all in favor? Motion to approve the September 17th, 2025 meeting minutes.
Motion.
Second, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion to approve September 24th, 2025 conference minutes.
Motion.
Second, all in favor? Aye. Motion to approve the payment from general fund and county bills in $399,911.99.
Motion.
Second, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion to approve payment from the debt service fund in the amount of $53,581.05.
Motion.
Second, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion to approve payment from the election fund in the amount of $370.
Motion.
Motion is second, all in favor? Aye. Motion to acknowledge receipt of a letter from Ward and Lowe advising that he has hired the following individuals with prison board approval of full-time correctional officers for the correctional facility for a 40-hour work week effective October 6th, 2025 with benefits after 90 days. Yisrael Miller Mood, Frank Cianella, Wilbert Hernandez, Corey Downs, and D'Angelo Nicolopoulos.
Motion.
Second, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion to acknowledge the receipt of a letter from Ward and Lowe advising he has hired with prison board approval Alexander Ramirez Melendez as a full-time food production supervisor for the correctional facility for a 40-hour work week effective October 6th, 2025 with benefits after 90 days.
Motion.
Second, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion to acknowledge receipt of a letter from Ward and Lowe advising he has transferred with prison board approval Allison DeGroat from administrative clerk to purchasing recreation specialist for the correctional facility effective October 6th, 2025.
Motion.
Motion is second, all in favor? Motion to acknowledge receipt of a letter from Ward and Lowe advising that he is laterally promoted with prison board approval Sergeant Thomas Schwartz to the position of staff training and development officer for the correctional facility retroactive to September 24th, 2025. This is a replacement position.
Motion.
Second, all in favor? Motion to recess the commissioners meeting to hold a salary board meeting.
Motion.
Motion second, all in favor? Salary board, motion to convene the salary board.
Motion.
Second, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion to approve the September 17th and 24th, 2025 salary board minutes.
Motion.
Motion and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion to set the hourly rate of the following individuals at $27.01 per hour as full-time correctional officers for the correctional facility for a 40-hour work week effective October 6th, 2025 with benefits after 90 days. Yisrael Miller Mood, Frank Cianella, Wilbert Hernandez, Corey Downs, and D'Angelo Nicolopoulos.
Motion.
Second, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion to set the hourly rate of Alexander Ramirez Melendez at $20 per hour as a full-time food production supervisor for the correctional facility for a 40-hour work week effective October 6, 2025 with benefits after 90 days.
Motion.
Second, all in favor? Motion to set the hourly rate of Allison DeGroat at $21 per hour as purchasing recreation specialist for the correctional facility effective October 6, 2025.
Motion.
Second, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion to adjourn the salary board.
Motion.
Second, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion to reconvene the commissioners meeting.
Motion.
Second, all in favor? Old business, motion to award the bid for 2025-26 winter maintenance of county roads to Griner Excavating Incorporated as follows. Brook Road, Stone Quarry Road by Eureka, and Tower Road, $900 per application, plowing and sanding, $400 per application, sanding only. Old Owego Turnpike, Raymond Sickle Road to Route 6, $500 per application, plowing and sanding, and $260 per application, sanding only. Bennett Avenue, $450 per application, plowing and sanding, $125 per application, sanding only, and $225 per application, salt only.
Motion.
Second, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion to award the bids for the triannual groceries and frozen food bids for the period of November 1st, 2025 through February 28th, 2026 on behalf of the correctional facility to Villa Food in the amount of $86,973.75. Driscoll in the amount of $45,551.95. Cisco in the amount of $12,873.36. Bernard in the amount of $13,458.02. Foods Galore in the amount of $69,534.01. And PA Paper in the amount of $6,817.60 for a total bid of $235,208.69.
Motion.
Second, all in favor? Motion to authorize the chairman to execute the application for renewal of certificate of registration for radiation producing machines.
Motion.
Second, all in favor? New business. Motion to execute the private attorney contract between Sarah Wilson Esquire and Jennifer Onifray Esquire and the County of Pike on behalf of the Domestic Relations Section.
Motion.
Second, all in favor? Aye. Motion to authorize the chairman to execute the DOC mutual aid agreement on behalf of the correctional facility as recommended by the prison board.
Motion.
Second, all in favor? Aye. Motion to authorize the chairman to execute the contract for professional services by and between the County of Pike and Hailstone Economic LLC on behalf of the Office of Human Services.
Motion.
Second, all in favor? Aye. Motion to approve the following Human Services payment vouchers on behalf of the Office of Human Services, Human Service Development Fund in the amount of $1,500 and FAIR in the amount of $2,775.88.
Motion.
Second, all in favor? Aye. Motion to approve the Pike County Home Program payment voucher in the amount of $2,890.78 payable to Fifth Third Bank on behalf of the Office of Human Services.
Motion.
Second, all in favor? Aye. Motion to approve 34 Affordable Housing Fund payment vouchers payable to the Pike County Rural Deeds Office, each in the amount of $63.75 on behalf of the Office of Human Services.
Motion.
Second, all in favor? Aye. Motion to authorize the chairman to execute 34 satisfaction of mortgages on behalf of the Office of Human Services.
Motion.
Second, all in favor? Aye. Motion to approve the Affordable Housing Fund payment voucher payable to Delaware and Associates in the amount of $34,698 on behalf of the Office of Human Services.
Motion.
Second, all in favor? Aye. Motion to approve the September 2025 Share Housing Fair Grant request in the amount of $2,354.27 on behalf of the Area Agency on Aging.
Motion.
Second, all in favor? Aye. Motion to approve the 2026 Pike County schedule of holiday closings.
Motion.
Second, all in favor? Aye. Okay, that moves us to miscellaneous, and as we do every meeting, the Penn State Extension calendar of events is there for the public's review, and then we welcome Peters Valley School of Craft Expansion Project.
Thank you.
How are you? Yep, you're Kristen?
Good. I'm Kristen. Thank
Okay.
you so much for having us here. It's official.
Welcome to Pike County.
Well, I've been a
No, I
resident
mean,
for 25 years from
Peters Valley, I'm sorry, no, I know you have.
So, Peters Valley has celebrated 55 years of bringing arts to the region. We're just across the river in Layton, New Jersey, and we've been looking to expand into Pike County for about 3 years. Our board president is here, Robert Martin. We've been looking at different properties, and the property on 1400 Route 739 came up as a potential for us to expand. And we have been working with Bowling Swinsky Jackson to start a master facilities plan. One of our board members purchased the property and we are leasing it from him. In the meanwhile, he's forgiving us the lease payments while we fundraise. So we did contract with Hailstone Economic to help us apply for the LSA statewide grant and also for the RACP, and we know that that's ambitious, but we are hoping to bring something really positive to the area. We bring in people to Peters Valley now from all over the country, actually. We bring visiting instructors that are top-notch, and people come in from the tri-state area, but they also fly in. We work in partnership with the National Park Service, which brings limitations, particularly in the winter, because it's really hard to access the campus. And we see the potential on 739 to have regular weekly classes engaging the retired community, youth, and people who might come into the area. Because sometimes people don't want to go on the river. Maybe families want to go on the river, somebody wants to come take an art class. So that's what we're hoping to do. We are working to see what the capacity is on the property. to then work with the architects to propose further. And we have applied for the RAC fee, so we are hoping that you will support it.
We will. I think I've talked to you about that you may need a letter from us.
Yes.
So if you could word the letter, and we will, did we do this already? I'm sorry, we do a lot of things.
No, we have
Yeah.
not.
Okay,
Yeah.
so if you get us a letter, just give us the language that you want in the letter, and we will put on our letterhead and certainly send it in. The same thing for the LSA grant, so that those letters can go out to people like Lisa Baker and Jeff Olsomer.
That's great. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
I don't know if there's any other questions or.
No, and if you're gonna have, I'm thinking of how you can do services for the community. There's probably a partnership here with the aging office where you can have maybe, and again, I'm just
No, I think
thinking
that
outside the box here of what you can do with the aging office, veterans organizations, children and youth services, any of those organizations that we can help, facilitate activities on your property there, to bring them there. We do have transportation, if it could work out where you could bring the senior citizens there.
that would be great.
Yeah, that's something we could work at as we move forward with Rob Ruiz, who you probably should introduce yourself. We'll get you with Human Services and the Transportation Department. And then the same thing with the Director of Aging, Robin Soares. And
Yeah,
just-
we'd love to do that. We actually have some experience with the aging community. Number one, because 60% of our clientele is 65 and older.
Thank you.
I'm like 75 and older. No. And we actually have done some programs in Sussex County for that, where we've actually brought it to the senior centers, and it's been great. So we would love to be able to engage everyone.
And maybe it could be the other way around though, too, is what I'm suggesting. You can certainly go to the
just-
senior centers, but it may be also advantageous to bring them to you.
And I also think that if we have activities in the winter, it could bring a lot of economic boost to hotels and bed and breakfasts and restaurants. We're not planning on having housing on the property or food service, so that will bring in the need for the local areas.
Okay. Welcome.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay, that moves us to press and public comment. Well, you got anything there?
I was thinking last night.
It always does.
Hey.
I does.
Okay.
Kind of ties into what you were just saying. There's two events that are occurring today. The celebration of the UN's Day of Older Persons, that goes back to the early 1990s, when the UN General Assembly made a proclamation, a resolution to acknowledge and promote older persons and the need to globally and locally, address and recognize them. The goals and themes of 2025 Older Persons Day highlights our aspirations, well-being, and rights. Peters Valley Craft, the columns, all kind of tie into that. Also happening today kind of resonates back to what happened at the Commission's last meeting with respect to the state and the budget. We're in a shutdown federally. I've lived through 39 years of that as a federal executive. Our federal programs that may be impacted by the federal shutdown here in Pike. I'm not an expert, but I assume or I expect programs like Area Agency on Aging, property tax and rent rebate may be harmed, the WIC program, STEM, and other community services programs. So in light of all that, I would recommend or ask continuous support of community programs that help fund the needs of Pike County residents. It would be United Way, Greater Pike, any levels of support that the residents can give back to their peer residents, especially due to now not only the state issues from a budget standpoint, but as well as the federal. And then going back to my first comment about older persons, say us old people that are in our 70s, not you young people that are still in your 20s. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Jim. Anyone else?
Motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn. Thank you, everyone.